I just was recording the video about feminine way of healing and feminine way of being, and I was listening to it and I realized, well, I missed out on some things and I would like to talk about that. And that was phew, a greatest part of our life, I think mostly the life that it is, and that is emotions, shadows, slash our healing journeys. So what I mean is that how many times is that when we notice a heavy emotion come up to the surface, or like intense emotions or memories or flashbacks or some unexplainable emotions, irrational fears and worries and stress, when they come up, how often do we like get baffled by that and like, oh my god, and we get scared of that, and we have some subconscious patterns of resistance, of suppressing, repressing, pushing it away and rejecting and doing all that we can do to like get rid of it and like and just get your attention off of it and like maybe shove it off, shove it away. Like how often we do that, we all on human visceral level, we have a deep fear of emotions. We fear emotions like so much, so whenever emotions come up, fears come up, we have a fear of fear, we have a fear of emotions. And that's very human, by the way, like we all do that. But like, what are the consequences of that? What happens when we are in that state, in that way of functioning, especially I would like to call it like a conditioning, because that is conditioning, right? Nothing wrong with us, it's just how we have learned to work with our emotions, to see our emotions as. So what are the consequences of it is that the emotion that we are, for example, some fears, some fears that you have, and you don't want to feel that fear because you're afraid and you're scared of that fear, and then when that fear comes up, you're like panicking, like, so the fear is already there, and then the energy of panic is there, and then the panic makes you panic even more, and then the next thing you know that you are full in a panic attack mode, or like overwhelmed, complete system overload, and you're hijacked by something which was initially just a fear, a primary emotion, and others would just like a layered emotion on it. So what it does is, like, first, as I told that it creates layers of emotions and brings you in a state of overwhelm. So it's not just the emotion that you have, but also this reaction you have to that emotion that kind of makes it even more harder, and it takes so much energy. It takes so freaking much energy to notice an emotion that has come up and do all that you can do to not feel that emotion, to not think about it, to distract it, numb it, escape it. But no matter what you do, it's right there on your face, sitting, and the more you ignore it, the more bigger and stronger it gets. The more you avoid it, the more you suppress it, and you try to reject it or like disown it, the more huge it gets, the more intense it gets. And that's the hardest part about it. That also proves that the ignorance of it, suppression of it, is not a solution unless you want to live a peaceful and harmonized and balanced integrated life. If you want to live peacefully in the body, if you want your body to be a safe home for you, if you want your body to feel good to you, so you can relax in your body, you can be in your body, it's so important that we can realize this fact that this way is not working, because this way will only put you in like overwhelmed, anxious energy and hyped up energy and overstimulation, and always try and do something to get out of it. Okay, so now what's the ulterior? What else we can do? What's the alternative of that? Very simple answer. You have heard before. Emotion. Surrender to the emotion. As we're talking about the feminine way of healing and feminine way of living, it also looks like, the feminine way of healing also looks like, when the emotion comes, surrendering to that emotion, letting that emotion be here, and in the doing of that, we release all the layered emotion. By the way, it takes some, letting go of conditioning that we have around emotions and letting that primary emotion be there. It takes away all that excess energy of trying to, for God's sake, remove that emotion or just get your attention off of it. All the things that we do to not feel our emotions, the energy we are spending on it, and the muscles that tense up in doing that goes away. So what remains is that just the emotion and you feeling it. And the moment you feel it, it's not a big demon anymore. It doesn't grow with time the more you suppress it. The moment you see it, it dissolves. Simply learning the art of observing, letting all that is happening inside of you come up to the surface of your awareness, while you know that you aren't the emotions, you aren't your thoughts, you are not it. You don't have to become it. You just have to notice it. So you can start letting it all come up and notice it and be with it. And to not say that it is easier than it sounds. It's not. It's hard. I accept it. It's harder for me also. And that's when the tools and the practices comes that makes it easier for you to be with those emotions. So you can learn some of these practices. And no, these practices are not something outside of you. They're not some giant thing you have to research on and learn from books or like go to a school for that. No, it's readily available to you from your hands, your body, your breath, your sound, your movement. Some somatic tools to create safety, meditation. It's readily available at all times in your body. Your body is your book. Your body is your Google. It has everything that you need to know, and it has everything to bring you back to safety. So I will not suggest, as a person who takes things slowly and focuses more on gentleness, I will not suggest going in the emotion without having proper tools to know that you are safe and regulated. If you have tools, go into the emotion, feel the emotions, and through proper awareness and tools, you will notice that it's not that hard. You can start surrendering to the emotion when they come up. When the emotion comes up, come up, let them come up. Let the fears be there, let the shame be there, let the judgments be there, let the emotion, the intensity, whatever it is, let them be there. You can hold it all. You can. You have the capacity. That's why the emotions are there. It wouldn't be there if you weren't be able to handle it. Right? Your body was ready. You are ready to handle it. You're ready to feel it and be with it. And that is a feminine way of feeling, when we can let the emotion come up without judging it, without shaming it, without making it mean something about ourselves or how worthy we are, how good enough and lovable we are. And we can let that come, be open to it, receive the emotions, feel the emotions, surrender to the emotions, let go of the control and resistance, and just let the emotion come and move the emotions through breath, meditation, movement, sound. That's a feminine way of healing. Nothing biggie, just this. Just the art of acceptance and letting it be there. Just the art of learning to be open to the emotions. Just learning the art to observe the emotions in the form of bodily sensations. This is something that is such a huge thing for every human being to now start learning, because as the years we are stepping more into the new earth, the heat is really increasing, the intensity is increasing, the speed in which the mass awakening is happening, and especially in like the person, the individual and the collective, is intense, so to speak. Like, it's intense. Oh my god, it's intense. So now every person is shaken up. You can no longer go about doing things the same way as you were doing before. And it's so important to learn these tools and these practices that are here available to you in your body, and you can start surrendering to the emotion, because emotions are not going anywhere. They will always be a part of your life. Life is an emotion. If you're a human being, you're here to feel emotions, and through feeling the emotions is how we transcend once you learn to surrender to them. Let me know in the comment box if you want me to share some of these tools and practices so you can go and you can start learning to be with these emotions, and when they come up, when they arise, you can learn the art of observing. Let me know in the comment box and I will make more videos around this topic. And namaste and thank you so much.